I'm awake. I'm awake.
Alright, what's up guys? I'm just some dude that plays video games. Tonight I'm playing some World of Warcraft, and we're getting right back into it from our last episode. I logged out in UC with the intention of flying to Terran Mill and running my way into Arathi Highlands to get the Hammerfall flight path, and then run down to Wetlands to do some farming there. Our goal is to farm the Tiny Whelpling Pet from the little dragonlings that are down there. And while we're killing them, we'll get a little bit of raw gold, potentially green items, potentially bags. We'll get some skin to sell to vendor. And like, it's a decent experience for the level that we're at. So yeah, overall serves a multitude of purposes, and I think it'll be worth the time to run down there. We'll also then have the Arathi flight path, so we can easily make our way to the first aid trainer once we're capped out. Still a ways away from that though. I need a lot of wool cloth to get me to 150. So not sure how that's gonna go exactly. I'm kind of done doing Shadowfang Keep. I only did 2 runs through, but I really got everything out of it that I wanted. I could go back for the belt, which has Agi Int Spirit. It's okay. Could go back for the Feline Mantle, which also has Agi Int Spirit. But those are primarily tuned for healing set. And I'm going to be either mostly questing by myself and in cat form. So don't really need Int and Spirit for that. I need Agi and Stam and Strength. And in dungeons, I'm mostly intending on tanking, even though I've healed the last 2 runs that I did. We won't talk about it. So yeah, I should be like shifting my focus more towards gear that'll benefit me while questing and while tanking. So that said, I'm probably done with SFK, but I'm going to start spamming Black Fathom Deeps. There's a couple of items I'm after there, but that'll also be a nice source of wool for that first aid that I was just talking about. Let's see. I also need to do some fishing at some point, so for that I'll need to make my way to Booty Bay and get the book there. The first aid book is found in Dustwallow Marsh. I'm wondering what level I can pick up those the quests by the entrance of Dustwallow Marsh. Let's take a quick peek here. Actually, I'm going to stop and skin this. And check here. Dustwallow. Yeah, so I can't quite pick up the quests that are available at the entrance of the zone there, which is like not a big deal. I'm not going to wait until I can do so to get my first aid book, but just something to consider. For the cooking book, which I'm closest to 150 out of all of these professions, I'll have to run to Desolus, which is a little sketchy at my level, but I can also probably stealth my way through. I just had a little stroke there, didn't I? Stealth my way through the Manorock Coven, however you say that. I think I need lures in order to actually fish these pools, and I do want to because they could drop me some boxes. So apologies, let me head back to the trade vendors super fast. Really won't be any fishing opportunities in Wetlands, but since I'm running right past these schools, I should probably, yeah, at least attempt to fish those up. Crap, there's already someone fishing there, so I gotta hurry if I want that school. Okay, let's see. Trade goods would be just inside the inn to the left, if I'm not mistaken. Why do I feel like I just took the longest path back to town that I could? And watch, there was there's probably like a fishing trainer right there that had lures. Okay, what's the best I can buy? Is it going to be baubles? Actually, let's make it 10. Or 15, I guess. We're going for 15. It's fine. Oh, wait, I already have that. Yeah. Okay. Head to this little pond here where I saw one pool, and then I'll get the 2 pools in the river on my way by. I'm not going to go upriver and continue looking for more. I just want to get these 3 pools really quick-like, and then move along with my day. Shit, did the Tauren go for the pool? No, he just disappeared, and there's 2 of them here, so forget it. I'm about to go for both. Sorry, I know fishing is boring to watch, but it is a necessary evil, especially when you're playing hardcore, and especially when you're self-found. For now, let's move fishing to... Oops, not that one. Strangle kelp. No, give me fish or give me... Actually, preferably boxes over anything else. That would be great, please and thank you. I can pick strangle kelp myself, just as easily as I pick my nose. So these pools will have like roughly a 1 in 5 chance of dropping. I think they're ironbound chests at this particular tier. That's where I actually got my healing pants, I want to say. Which when I fished them up, I was like level 19. I couldn't wear them till 23, and they were 7/7 Agi Spirit, which is great for my healing set. So it's actually a nice find, and like kind of validated my decision to invest time into fishing. And holy shit, there's another pool right there. Sorry boys, we're gonna be fishing for a few minutes, but this is a farming episode after all. It doesn't have to only be farming dragonlings. I can farm some fish too. Plus I really need these levels on my fishing skill. That way I can start going... I could go like down the coast south of Ratchet. And there are floating wreckage schools there, which I think will start dropping mithril-bound chests. I could be wrong. But in any case, like, the floating wreckage has a significantly higher chance of giving you a box than these schools of fish do. There were 5 pools all day that I saw. These 3, and then there's 2 like in the river here, pretty close to the bridge, which I'll gather. So it was tempting to go for those skins, but I don't want to get distracted just for some leather. If I could at least get like a box or 2, that would be nice. If I get all fish and strangle kelp, it'll be a little bit sad. So what I'll probably have to do is before my next like dungeon run, I'll make that trip to Dustwallow, pick up the book, fly to Stone Talon Mountains from there, and then run to Desolus and get that book. And then I guess I can make the quick trip to Booty Bay and stuff too before I fly up to well, I'd have to fly to Crossroads and then run to Ashenvale because I don't have any flight paths there yet. That's embarrassing. Oh my goodness, sorry. The yawns begin. That definitely means this is my last episode for the night. I mean, the sagefish are nice to find too, because I can cook those for when I'm healing dungeon runs. But fingers crossed for a box. I have to eat something after this too. Yeesh. My tummy's rumbling. I hope you don't hear that. Oh, you definitely heard that. There's no way you didn't. I still have my grapefruit juice. Yeah, so give that a little zhuzh. I'll help fill my belly temporarily, I guess. Oh, come on. 3 schools, no boxes. Yep, so it seems. Alright, we'll see if any of those skins are still remaining. I guess I should pick the ones close to me first. Thank you for the free money, sir. Grim Reaper X. Here, have a buff. Have 2. And a heal. Mwah, back at ya. My screen's doing this weird visual glitch again. The lighting, I don't know what that's about. Also, what's my frame rate? What the fuck? It says 120 FPS, but it looks choppy as fuck on OBS. I wonder what that's about. I hope it doesn't appear that way on the recording. Okay, let's get this one first, and then we'll get the one closer to the road, and then just keep going from there. Whoops. Okie dokie. No, Mr. Bear, stay there. Don't ruin this for me. Turn around. Oh, thanks, Grim Reaper. How many skill ups did we get from this? So far 7, not bad. Or 8 rather. Yeah, not bad. Finally get something that's not a fish or a strangle kelp, and it's a friggin' bottle of booze. Which normally I'm a fan of. I do love me a good drink, but I haven't had a drink in like 2 weeks because I've been so sick. I haven't even cared for one. I tried to hit my bowl the other day because like also had like go cold turkey on weed, and like since I was like hacking up a lung, I had 0 interest in it. But then like, was it yesterday or day before? I think it was yesterday. I was feeling a little frisky, and I'm like, oh, it's been a couple weeks. And even though I had edibles to eat, I was like just really wanting to like hit my bowl. And I instantly regretted that. It was a bad idea. It was such a bad idea. I should have known that. I had fucking pneumonia, bro. Like, why am I trying to smoke anything? Because as soon as I inhaled, I just like, I couldn't stop coughing. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'm sorry. I get it. I'm sorry. I get it. So yeah, my vices, you guys. I like haven't been able to drink, haven't been able to smoke. I've generally felt like balls. Just tired all the time, sniffly, coughing, like running a low-grade fever pretty much at all times. So every time I lay down for a rest or to go to sleep, end up waking up like completely sweating. So it's like an evolution of a process, right? Like I'll go to bed like pretty lightly clothed. I usually just like either sleep in my underwear or naked. And then I'll wake up sweating, so I'll have to move to like a dry spot in the bed, but then I'm cold, so I'll like maybe put a shirt on or throw some shorts on or something, and then wake up even sweatier. And then if the other side of the bed isn't dry by then I'm kind of screwed. That's usually when I'll just like get out of bed and take a nice hot soothing shower to like rinse the film of sweat off of my body, and to just like generally, you know, ease some of the body aches that I'm experiencing. It's been a rough couple of weeks. I guess if there was any time that my computer was going to crash, that was the best time, because I had no desire to even play video games, let alone like record episodes that I'm having to talk to myself for an hour and a half. Okay. Gotta be alert and on my toes. Because there are spiders and raptors that wander pretty close to the road that are like, I want to say like level 32 to 36 in that general range. So it'll definitely aggro to me from pretty far away. And there's also both a horde patrol and an alliance patrol that move along the main pathway in front of Stromgarde Keep. So I just have to be mindful of all of that. Try not to get ganked. And here we go. Now, I didn't follow my own advice that I gave when I was talking about playing hardcore druids, and I didn't take Nature's Grasp right away. I think probably just because I was feeling confident in my abilities as a druid to like know my situations really well and know when I need to bail without needing the Nature's Grasp to like buffer that. So with that said, I have to hard cast roots or hibernate or something to try and get mobs off of me. And that could complicate things. My eyes are looking to the mini-map for flowers as if I'm going to stray off the road here to pick fucking flowers. That's not happening. I do have dash though, which is nice. That'll definitely be helpful if I have to get away quickly. 50% move speed for 15 seconds is definitely nothing to scoff at. And that may prove useful at some point. Make sure I don't wander too close to the refuge point either. Ooh, I'm craving pickles right now. I don't know where that craving came from. I housed like almost an entire, well, I housed like half a jar of pickles. It was either like last night or really early this morning. I don't know. I was like up at weird hours because I take these day naps because I get so tired. I can't make it through the whole day. And then my naps turn into like 3 or 4 hour sleeps. It's just like a little excessive for a nap. I don't know if you can categorize that as a nap any longer. And then I'll be up until like all hours of the morning because I can't fall back asleep. Also, the steroids that they had me on, like anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours after you take them, you're completely wired. So I had to make sure to take them like early enough in the day that it wouldn't affect me too much. Where am I going from here? Do I want this path? Spider there. Luckily we have feline swiftness, so we're just naturally running at the 30% bonus movement speed, which makes clipping past these enemies a little bit easier to do. I'm gonna have to take a wide berth around this one, but he's probably gonna, oh, if he had continued on his path, he was probably gonna aggro me. Okay, I'm gonna have to strafe left a little bit to get around this raptor. So far, so good. But at some point I need to go north. I guess I can do that through the farm because it's like friendly mobs here, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'll just hug the farm to go north. The fuck is that? Must be an alliance quest giver. Okay, I'm gonna go left to the road as I make my way east. We got spiders there, but nothing. Ooh, there's a spider there. Okay, so I either have to try and pinch my way through the middle or purposely aggro one of them and not both, but I think I can squeeze through. Yeah, we're good. What level even are these guys? 32, okay. Griffin. 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 What are we doing? Why are we skinning? Guess it's heavy leather. It's like a silver a piece. A silver 50 a piece. Holy shit. Yep, that spider. That raptor. Is this worth? This is not worth, Griffin. You get off the fucking... out of the wilderness where there's monsters much higher level than you. Oh. Oh, I thought he was soloing that. I was like, wow, impressive. Pretty ballsy, my dude. Okay, so now I'm just going to pinch my way through this way, I think. Let's stealth. Nope, we're going to turn around. That is too many mobs to sneak through. That's not happening. Okay, let's get out of stealth and head back to the road. I'm going to take a wide right. Probably like this way-ish, an arc to avoid all these stupid raptors. This is why I shouldn't be putting myself in dumb positions for skin. It's fine though. Okay, I think we're pretty much home free from here. But I'm gonna have to run back through all this crap after I pick up the flight path, so... Round 2 electric boogaloo. Cool. I think we're safe. The only thing I have to be wary is if sometimes there's like an event pack of splinter tooth or whatever kind of fucking trolls that live in this area that will attack Hammerfall. And the guards will kill them, but I just don't want them like spawn on top of me or anything crazy. That would be really awkward timing, huh? Hey. Fortitude me? He's AFK. That's a bad place to be AFK, dude. Like right outside of town where you're safe when she's running the rest of the way in. Ooh, my ears are hurting probably from wearing these glasses. I might have to take them off. Okay. Let's check the vendors while we're here as well. New flight path discovered. Okay. What do you have? What do you teach? 175? I thought he taught something special, but I'm not nowhere close to ready to get that yet. Okay, tasty omelet. Yeah, we'll buy that. 175. I'll wait till I come back for the buzzard wings one. And that's all she wrote. Great. Just to maximize my backspace before I start farming mobs. Let's sell those off. And we're off. Excuse me. Hey, sir. You get buff, please? Oh, wait. 3 seconds? 2, 1. Okay, I'll go fuck myself. Okay. So we now we go back past the farm again and then head southwest. Yuck. Yucky. Apologies. Ooh. The acidity in that grapefruit woke my taste buds right up. I am hungry. I need to consider making like a sandwich or some mac and cheese or something after this. Just something easy. And just have some like frozen pizzas and stuff. Although, let's see. I have to go through my milk. I think my milk is best by today. Or like sell by today rather. So I have like a few days. So maybe I'll make mac and cheese. And I'll eat it with some peas. And I'll have some pickles too, because I was craving those pickles. Okay, what's your favorite like kind and or brand of pickles? I'll go first. It's got to be either a toss-up between Clausen holes, like holes with a W, not like buttholes. Just their kosher dill. They're nice and crisp. They got a good snap to them. They hold the juice really well. And they're not like too like neon green and vinegary. So really good flavor. I also like Grillo's brand. It's come in like a plastic jar, clear plastic container with a green lid. And they have like a picture of a pickle like hanging out with sunglasses and a hat on top of it. And theirs is like a little less dilly and a little bit more garlicky and like, they're very good. I usually get the spears, but I also enjoy the pickle chips. Not that I like put them on my sandwiches or anything. I just think they're just easy to, But I do like, good spear or a hole because when you bite in, you get that nice burst of juices. Oh, it's got my mouth watering. I'm definitely gonna have some pickles with whatever I eat. It's probably gonna be a sandwich with some chips and pickles. I think that sounds like a good little all-American white trash meal. My little Wonder Bread turkey sandwich with some Havarti cheese and a little bit of iceberg lettuce. And I like butter spread on my sandwich most of the time, although I will use mayonnaise. And I have a few different kinds of chips. I have kettle cooked barbecue chips. We have some like wavy cut sour cream and cheddar chips. And then we have some like Pringle type chips. They're like actually like look and taste like Pringles, but better in my opinion. I don't think I can pick that gold thorn. Not that I'm going to fight my way through spiders to do so, even if I could. But I'm curious. Where is it? Nope, can't pick it. I think, is gold thorn? Gold thorn must be higher than life fruit, and life fruit's 150. If I do recall correctly. So in Wetlands, I should make it a point to try and pick as much King's Blood as I can to get some levels. And if I'm able to get to 150, there are some life fruit along the riverbeds there, but usually guarded by a variety of mobs. Although in this zone, the mobs are going to be like low level 20, so definitely clearable, something I can get to if I choose to do so. Unless it's like big pack of gnolls or whatever. And sometimes you'll find like 4 to 6 packs of gnolls in this area. And that's just too much for me to isolate mobs and kill them down. My gear not good enough. Alright, let's buff ourselves. Back into Kitty Cat. And the mobs I'm after are generally here-ish. Like in this area, yeah. So I'll just kind of hug the left side here and strafe left when it opens up. Probably just hug the north ridge of the mountains, avoiding the elite dwarves. The dwarf camps there. Want to stay far away. Also, try to pick up some... I haven't really picked hardly any Mage Royal, now that I'm thinking of it. I probably have very little of it in my bank. And it would kind of feel bad to like have to go to lower level zones to pick flowers to boost my alchemy because I didn't pick enough flowers along the way. My like play sessions had been so sporadic that I was like mostly like logging in and doing a dungeon run and then running out of time or energy or whatever to continue going for the day. Don't think these black oozes can drop ooze covered bags, although they can of course drop like greens and stuff like that, but they're mostly just gonna drop decomposing bones and crap like that. Right, first King Blood, awesome. More Mage Royal here. Are any of you going to cause me problems? Do I have to soothe you or anything? Looks like no. Great. And here we are. I think there's only like the lost whelps are the ones I want to avoid. Those ones do not drop the pet. But I think everything else over here can. So I'll just kill every dragon that I can set eyes on. Wait, what level are these guys? 28, that's a little sketchy. Is this worth it for a fucking mage royal, bro? I think we're far enough away. We should be good. Briarthorn, not worth it. That's buried in there. Ooh, that one isn't though. Should I? Probably. I should be able to pick that one easily.
I'm out of range.
Just gonna watch for entering combat. These guys are like only one level ahead of me, so it's not like, oh, that one isn't. That one I just highlighted was level 30. But anyways, that point being, they're not going to aggro from like a million miles away, being one level higher. Just because they're elite doesn't mean anything. Okay. We'll just do some fresh rebuffs, and that'll be like my kind of my timer on how long I'm taking. And we'll get some food buff in me. Let's make a nice healthy row at the top for item drops so I can easily recognize what's dropping, and then we're going. Okay, I'm getting comfy because we're about to just kick back and kill some stuff for a little while. Hello? Okay, I guess it's gonna sit right there. Cool. And we're off. Oh, fuck. Let's go ahead and just body pull this first one off to a good start. Now these guys will kind of hurt with their fireball abilities, and some of them have fire shield. And obviously when I'm hitting really quickly like I am in cat form, that damage can add up pretty fast. I can save all these small flame sacks as well as like sharp claws and large fangs for leveling my alchemy. The flame sacks are useful for fire protection potions, but you can also use them in dragon breath chili, which is if I'm DPSing or tanking dungeons later, something I'll definitely use as my food buff. Oh, I have to remember to skin these guys too. I'm just leaving money on the floor here. Let's switch to current segment damage. Also, I'm curious. Wow, the rogue or the hunter really did the most damage in that run, and he was meleeing most of the time. Current segment. Okay. So yeah, I'll kill crimson whelps, red whelps, and flame snorting whelps, but not the lost whelps. Those guys won't drop what I'm after. Don't want to double pull if at all possible. These guys do hit kind of hard. And I'm mostly not going to be able to get off effective rips on these guys, so I'll just be opening with Shred and clawing them down from there. So that's a Crimson. Luckily with Feral Instinct, my improved stealth will help me close the gap on them and get behind them without them turning on me and discovering me right away. Or like detecting me, I guess is a better word for that. Kind of tempted to kill these monstrous oozes as I go, just because they can drop greens and stuff like that, but probably only pull them if necessary. Having this increased movement speed between my kills is really nice, just to help minimize my downtime. So far I haven't had to heal, but even if I do have to heal like every 2 or 3 pulls, I have enough resources and regen to sustain me and keep me going. So there really will be like little or no downtime at all between these kills, just as long as it takes me. Downtime is as long as it takes me to get to the next mob, from one mob to the next. That's my downtime. Like normally he probably would have turned on me right there, and then like, huh, what's that? And then definitely saw me through stealth. So I find Feral Instinct very helpful in hardcore. Both when you're soloing as a cat or tanking as a bear, just helpful. Okay, these guys are kind of tightly clustered. I don't really like this. Since this guy's a caster, I want to focus him first. And if I do get a multi-pull, take down the most dangerous threat first. Still not in the habit of using keybinds when I'm soloing or tanking. I'm just like trying really hard to build it into my muscle memory, but I mean, I played this game back in vanilla, and I played it very heavily for 5 years through the classic re-release. And I outside of healing, I was always just a quick caster, and I don't know. It worked for me, I guess. I don't really care. To be fair, like I wasn't really like doing a lot of solo questing. I didn't have to, because I had a group of friends that I would play with, or a guild that I could run with for dungeon spamming, and that was the most efficient way to level. So I mostly just did that anyways, which meant I was healing. And then after that, I'm basically raid logging. So it's not as if I was like doing DPSing a lot. Although my on occasion, and like for example in Ulduar on certain fights or whatever, they would have me switch to DPS off spec because we either just didn't need the heals or we needed the DPS to supplement. So I think mostly I just did it on Hodir. That's the frosty guy, right? It's only been like a couple of years since I ran that. Not even that long, actually. Has it? Let's see. Kata came out in, what, like May or June or something like that. Before that, we were still running Ulduar for a while, trying to get like everyone Valeniers and stuff like that. So may have been as recently as like a year that I did Ulduar. I don't know. It's all a blur anymore. And that chapter is behind me, and I thought I was done with Classic World of Warcraft. I thought I was just gonna like maybe play casually here and there, like kind of fart around on a hardcore character for funsies, and now look at me. I have a whole channel on YouTube based around Classic World of Warcraft content. And it's eating up the majority of my time. Although I did recently start a playthrough Chrono Trigger, because it's one of my favorite games of all time, and it always will be. And I was just like, had a hankering to play the game. And I think one of the things I like most about Chrono Trigger is there's no part of the game that I'm like dreading to get through and having to play through. You know, there's no like infamous sewer or desert zone or like, you know, nothing like, there's no egregious part of the game that feels like a slog to get through that I just want to be over. I find every like quest and mission that you do, including the side quests, are enjoyable to do, or I just like enjoy the game enough that I don't mind it if it's really not, like if other people don't find it enjoyable, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and heal up. So like in most JRPGs that I played throughout my life, and it's like I wouldn't say like a lot, but like I grew up playing video games. Since before I could read, I was playing games because I have an older brother who's 8 years older than me, and so he kind of introduced me to games at a very, very young age, and I would watch him play for the most part, but he would let me kind of fart around in the games as well. So I played games like Final Fantasy II, or the SNES American version of Final Fantasy II. It's like really before I even knew how to read or how to comprehend all the damage numbers and stuff like that. Just from watching him play. And also Chrono Trigger was one of those games that I like have vague but fairly, you know, solid memories of playing at a very, very young age. And I've played video games my entire life. So I played like a fair amount of JRPGs over the years, most of them being like Squaresoft, Square Enix, or Square Games or whatever. You know, like the Final Fantasy franchises were always one of my favorites. The Suikoden franchise, Games like Saga Frontier was always one of my favorites. Just like a good variety of JRPGs. And Sanji, please stop that. Inevitably, in almost all of them, Xenogears. Sorry, that's just like squirrel moment. That's one like that comes to mind where there's like parts of the game that I don't really like enjoy playing through, or it feels like a slog to get through. And I don't like, you know, like I said, I don't like anticipating that part of the game coming, and then when I do get there, I just want it to be over as soon as possible. But I find that Chrono Trigger is like one of those games that I really just enjoy playing start to finish. Like no parts of the game really turn me off. So that's why it always will rank very highly for me. It's like one of my favorite games always, forever, for all time. Chrono Trigger's bae. Also really love Chrono Cross, like Valkyrie Profile series, like I'm trying to think of what else off the top of my head. I didn't really play a lot of Pokemon as a kid, but as an adult I played a lot of like Nuzlocke and like challenge versions of Pokemon. But yeah, mostly I stuck to like console RPGs as a kid. And then of course like as a teenager I played Diablo 1 on PlayStation. We got like a Diablo 1 disc. But as a teenager, we finally had a family PC, and I became a Blizzard game fanboy and played a lot of those games. I actually played Warcraft 2 on PlayStation as well. Yeah. But anyhow, so I just picked up Chrono Trigger recently and have been casually playing through that for funsies. I'm at the where did I make it? I just defeated Azala and the like Black Tyrannosaur or whatever he's called. And that's right before Lavos falls from the sky and da-da-da. So that's the part I'm at. So probably just play some Chrono Trigger from bed after I eat my meal when this is all said and done, and then go to sleep. Get ready for a big day of work tomorrow. I mentioned before, but I work in a restaurant, so the holidays are always a very busy and chaotic time of the year. And I haven't worked in a couple weeks due to this illness. Actually, I haven't worked in longer than that, because like before I was sick, I was like taking a lot of time off because people want to pick up shifts, and it was very easy to get nights off of work. And I'm like mostly financially stable right now, so I wasn't really pressed about it. So I was just enjoying a lot of extra free time, which made it awkward then that I got sick and like couldn't work for a couple of weeks. So now it's been like maybe 3 to 4 weeks since I've been to work. It's past time. And I'm going into a part of the year which is very, very busy. And not to say that I'm going to be rusty or anything. I'm just going to have to like get back in my groove, as it were. So yeah, this is going to feel like a big weekend for me, working these next 4 days in a row leading up to the holiday. And then yeah, getting back into like a more normal work routine after that. I really need to. This is obviously like I'm having a lot of fun doing this YouTube thing, but I don't really see this like going anywhere, at least soon. Still like probably not even a third of the way towards eligibility for monetization. So, and I've been working on the channel for roughly like 4 weeks now, given one of those weeks was spent completely out of commission with no computer, and at least 10 days of that was spent like not even recording content at all because of both the computer crash and sickness. So I'm definitely gonna keep working on my channel and keep trying to get better and keep trying to come up with video ideas that aren't just me playing the game and blabbing to myself like this. And eventually I just also you have to apply for eligibility to live stream, which I did. I have to check to see if that's still pending or if that's been approved or what. But with that said, I might start doing some like weekend streaming just to, you know, have more interactive content where I can like actually chat with people instead of just talking to myself here. But definitely like edited and stylized videos perform better with like views and engagement. So if I want to continue building my channel, I'm gonna have to, you know, continue coming up with ideas on videos that I can create using like the recorded footage I have and editing in extra stuff, you know, effects and transitions and audio and stuff like that, which is really fun. I've had a lot of fun doing it. It's very time consuming though, which I fully expected. Like it's not necessarily difficult to learn how to do the editing and whatnot. And the software that you can get nowadays is pretty intuitive, but it still like takes a while to put all the pieces together and make sure that it's lined up correctly and looks and sounds the way you want it. And you know, I'm still really learning, still trying to figure out like what works best, how best to format things and storyboard out my videos, and what's going to perform well, and some things that I don't think will do well do okay, and some things that I put a lot of time in and think are going to do pretty well don't, you know. So I'm still just trying to figure it all out, and it's a fun process, but at the end of the day it's not going to sustain me anytime soon, so I'm going to have to, you know, keep at work. I also have like a lot of other things going on in the background. I bought a lot of land almost a full year ago now, and I've been going back and forth with the city on zoning, on my zoning application for approval, so that I can do building permits, so that I can actually start building my house. And once that process goes through, it's going to be like full steam ahead. But everything's been kind of at a standstill for the last several months as I've been working with my builder and trying to figure out exactly what it is the city needs out of me to approve these damn applications that I've been submitting. I'm on my 3rd application now, and every time that it comes back, it's been reviewed by different people in the city, and they come up with like different things that were missing from it. I'm like, well, this would have been nice to know the first time around, instead of having just resubmit it, and every time I do so, you guys find something different to complain about. Like, what the fuck? So that's been kind of frustrating. But I'm hoping this time it finally goes through. I think I have everything in order for this application process. And then from there, it's going to be a whole nother battle to get approved for zoning so that I can actually build. Although I do have like most of my blueprints are done. I think the hard part is like I'm going through a private builder who has a bunch of like comps and suggestions or recommended contractors for all the different like layers of work that he doesn't do personally. You know, things like plumbing, electrical work, like HVAC, drywalling, etc. And for that, I need like every individual contractor's like license and stuff like that. And I don't know, it just seems like it's an overwhelming process. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no business personally doing this. I should be like paying someone to do this, but it's just me and my parents trying to figure out how to navigate this whole process together. I've gone into the zoning department at least a couple of times, asking questions and just asking for guidance and stuff, and they're all very nice. And the guy I'm in email correspondence with the zoning department is you know, he's always willing and usually able to answer questions and help me out should I need it. But I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I like shouldn't be doing all this dumb crap. I should be just paying someone to figure this out for me. And had I done so, I might at least have like, you know, the bones of the house up and built, ready to go in with my other contracting work. So being that I purchased my lot in January of this year, and it's now almost end of December, it's feeling like everything's kind of just, you know, stalemated. But that's going to require a lot of my time and attention once it actually goes through and I'm able to get into the home and start putting finishing work on it and whatnot. So I'll be doing a lot of that myself, which is not only an investment amount of time, but I don't have like tools and stuff. So I was thinking about, I mean, my car's paid off. I was thinking about getting a pickup so that I can like, you know, buy my own materials and tools and things and actually be able to transport it easily, because I just have a 4-door sedan right now, and that's not not really a great way to transport things. This is gonna aggro me. Fuck you. So yeah, I have a lot of work ahead of me in the next year or so, and I still want to continue working on this YouTube channel in the meantime, and all the while I'll have to continue working to save up money for all of the things that I'm gonna have to purchase for this house. And yeah, it's gonna be a busy 2025 for me. It's all good things. I'm like looking forward to it, but just thinking about it, it's kind of overwhelming. So I guess I'm glad I at least like had some time to, you know, start building a channel and getting it up and off the ground before I lose like all of my free time is gone. And I'll have to figure out how still to make time for stuff like this when I'm working full time and also trying to put work into my home. This is like everything's like basically custom, like, so I have a lot of choices to make. I'll have a lot of sweat equity to put in myself to do like finishing touches and decorative work and stuff like that. Like, my builder's gonna come in, he's gonna put in all the walls where they need to be, and then I have to have all my different contractors come through to do all those things like I mentioned, like plumbing, electrical, HVAC, drywalling, all of that stuff. And then I'll have to go through and, you know, do all my painting and all the wall treatments and, you know, fully furnish the place and pick out things like light fixtures and what kind of like electrical outlet covers do I want, and light switches do I want, and door handles do I want, and fixtures on my cabinetry in the kitchen and in the bathrooms and in the bedroom. Like, just like so many decisions to make. Oh my god, my brother-in-law's just getting home. Oh, he went to a hockey game tonight, I forgot. So my dog might start freaking out soon here. Apologize in advance if she starts barking. She also might come lean up against my chair with anxiety. It's okay, honey. It's okay, it's just Craig. Should pay attention, because if I get this pet to drop, I can stop. But I'm just kind of blabbering along now, which I guess is a nice distraction. So yeah, 25 is going to be a big year for me, and pretty excited about it. I'm happy with my job, so I won't have to like worry about shifting focus on the work front. I just have to like get myself to work more than I have been. I've been very lazy lately, and that's kind of typical for me around this time of the year. I just like seem to get caught up in my feels and not really wanting to like be around people so much. And serving is like a pretty high demand job, both in terms of physical labor, but also just like the emotional tax that it takes on you, having to interact with people, and just like, not that I'm like not a nice person, but I'm not saying pretend to be nice or whatever, but it just takes, you know, you really have to put on a show. When you're serving, you're an actor for these people, and you have to adjust to be the type of server or provide the type of hospitality that they want from you. So you're constantly having to like read and try to profile people and adjust your approach, and all the while you have to be really nice and friendly and approachable and also knowledgeable about what you're doing, especially in like the caliber of restaurant that I work at. You can't just walk in off the street and, you know, be an order taker. You have to like know your stuff. So I work in probably the most expensive restaurant in the town that I live in, and it's a, you know, a pretty high-end steakhouse. So we have very expensive steaks from all over the world. We have incredibly expensive wine. And for a while, I was participating in our in-house wine sommelier program, so I could learn more about like wines and how to sell them in general. And I ended up not having to. I chose to drop out of it because I wasn't committing as much as I wanted to commit to it, and I didn't feel like I was taking it as seriously as I should. So I was wasting my time. Like if I wasn't, like for example, we had a homework that we had to do before the course each week, because the topics that we covered were what was on the homework. So if you didn't do the homework, you were like already behind. And I was always bad at doing homework in high school. Like I just got by doing really, really well on tests and not really completing assignments outside of that because I was a lazy piece of shit. Some things never change. Like especially like junior and senior year, I didn't enjoy school. We kind of moved around a lot around that time of life. Like my family brought me to Ohio halfway through 7th grade, so I had to start my year halfway through the grade. And then in the city we lived in, you went to middle school for 7th and 8th grade, so I went to a year and a half of middle school in the town we lived in. And then my mom decided to move us again, so I did my entire freshman year of high school at a different school, still in the same state, but like 45 minutes away. And then went back to the same school that I left middle school from, but like had to reestablish all those relationships and friendships. And I was kind of a loser before anyways, so I never really enjoyed school. I didn't like being there. I didn't like the social dynamic of it. I hated like having to spend 8 hours of my day there and then be sent home to do homework and do like more. I hated everything about it, and I didn't take it seriously, and I didn't really commit to it, and I just skated by as much as humanly possible. And when I graduated from high school, I was like, great, I don't ever have to do homework at all for the rest of my life should I choose not to do so. And that's what I chose to do. And I didn't go to college, and it's a good thing I didn't, because I probably would have just wasted my time and money there. I just aimlessly like faking my way through the courses, just enough to get by, basically, just enough to say that I did it. But what would I have gotten out of it? Probably nothing. So I'm glad I didn't do that and like waste my time and student loan debt trying to pursue something that I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I wanted to do. I've been serving for 10 years now, and I'm like trying to be a YouTuber out of nowhere, just like, Anyways, the whole point of that was that the sommelier class that I was in, which is, supposed to help benefit the career that I'm currently in, I just couldn't take it seriously enough. I didn't like doing the homework. The homework took literally like probably at least 5 hours per week. Mostly because like we had this certified sommelier like workbook that we would use in class and like talk about the information in. But all the homework that the teacher assigned was like almost none of the material that we were using had the information he was asking about. Like you basically had to Google like fucking everything in order to answer the questions and fill out these study guides that he had us doing. So it just took a ton of independent research. And the courses were only like 2 hours a week. So it's like I'm doing 5 hours of homework for a 2-hour course. Like I felt like I was like teaching myself at that point. And then like the last couple of classes I just was like tuned out, and then I stopped going to the classes, and then I eventually just told him like, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm not coming in anymore. And he was very cool about it and really understanding, and said there would be more opportunities in the future to do the course again should I choose to. And I already have like the membership I need to the Guild Somm series website, and I have the workbook already, obviously, so it'd be easy to jump back into it. But that's going to be a choice at that juncture in the road as to whether I want to recommit my energy into like what I'm doing in this career path and like really dive in head first or what. Guess it depends on how this whole YouTube thing takes off or does not. I've been pretty happy and kind of a little bit surprised by the amount of attention and support that some of my videos have gotten so far. It's kind of like more than I expected for the first month. I really just did this on a whim, and like slowly but surely been trying to make improvements to my production quality and like upgrade my equipment and stuff like that, but I really am just kind of farting around. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm having a lot of fun with it, and that's all that really matters, because I didn't want doing something like YouTube to ruin the hobby for me. I didn't want turning a hobby into work to ruin the hobby for me, you know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy playing video games. It's what I spend all my free time doing. And I thought it would feel more like a chore than something fun to do if I felt obligated to play just so I could record content and make videos and stuff like that. But so yeah, well, I am like, you know, somewhat taking it seriously. I also want to prioritize having fun and not destroying the enjoyment that I get from video games. Although I've been recording my play session for through Chrono Trigger, but I haven't done any like video capture or anything. I thought it'd be nice to have the footage if I did decide to like make a video out of it at some point down the road. But I keep thinking to myself, like, doesn't YouTube have enough videos about Chrono Trigger and how great of a game? And like, what different kind of spin or angle would I be able to provide to make it entertaining and to differentiate it from all of the other dozens and dozens of videos out there on Chrono Trigger? But then again, the same could be said for this 20-year-old game that I'm playing right now that just had a like a fresh re-release of it 5 years ago. And, you know, there was videos flooding the YouTube market then about Classic and all the hype and, you know, all the leveling and dungeon guides and gearing guides and all this stuff that's already out there. But there's always room for new content, you know? So, yeah, I'm just going to keep plugging away at it, seeing how it goes. I'm just over an hour. No pet yet. Nothing really notable has dropped yet either. But I think I'm only at like just over 30 minutes of actual whelp farming, because I did have to fuck around in Undercity and then fly my way to Hillsbrad and then run to Arathi and then run down. Like, so a lot of my time in this video has been spent just getting here. So I'll give it till this Mark of the Wild buff drops off. And I'll probably hearth from there and call it a night. Well, I gotta eat my sandwich and pickles, obviously, but yeah. So if I so just thinking out loud, if I were to do like other game series, I wonder what exactly I would do. My first inclination would be to do like a chronological playthrough of the Final Fantasy series, because that's like I said, one of my favorite gaming series, and especially the early installments like are pretty easy games to clear in like 20 to 30 hours, so I could do that fairly quickly, and then I could either, you know, release in like episodic content like I have been with WoW, or I could just make like an hour and a half long edited down version with all the highlights and stuff. I'd also have to decide if I want to do like challenge runs or if I'm just doing like really casual playthroughs, like with optimal team builds and, you know, stuff like that. So I don't know, just a lot to think about. I definitely want to get this character to 60 and do a little bit of raiding in hardcore. Although I said I would probably never raid in hardcore because it terrifies me, and the thought of like spending dozens of hours leveling a character only for it to die in the blink of an eye in a raid setting, like, would kind of feel bad. But firstly, I would be healing in raids, so I'd be probably one of the last people to die. You know, with Petries and stuff, usually it's like fairly safe as long as people are making good decisions and making quick calls. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna like continue playing this game until I get to 60 and get into raid and just like see how far I make it before I either get too scared or get bored with it or die. There's also other classes that I would like to try because this, you know, Druid's my main, and it's my dog is actively drinking water and still managed to bark while like mid gulp. Come here. Stop. What are you fucking barking about? So yeah, there's like a lot more classic content on the table that I can continue pursuing, but I wanted this to also just be like a video gaming channel in general, so probably incorporate some other gaming content here and there. So I have to decide in what form that's gonna look like. Like, I said, am I just gonna be doing like playthrough videos, or am I gonna do like a challenge run, just make like edited videos from that, or like a walkthrough style of run? I don't know. Also, like, don't necessarily know enough or like have enough intimate knowledge on some of those installments to put together like a proper guide without having to do a ton of research and stuff. At which point seems kind of like silly because, again, there's so much content out there on all of these games because they are old games that have been played and enjoyed for a very long time, and I'm not the first one to to consider making content out of that, so I don't know. Just a lot of stuff up in the air right now. What I do know is I am going to get this character to 60 and do some raiding, and probably play one or more of the other classes as well in a hardcore setting. I wonder though if I die in raid if I would transfer my character to the era server and keep playing or not. So I think the only reason I'm like as interested in playing through a classic progressive server type of environment again is because it's available in hardcore, and I like the added challenge and the, you know, the adrenaline rush that you get when you're playing the game in hardcore. And I just played classic 5 years ago, and up until June of this year when I quit playing Cataclysm, like a month in to the expansion release. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the thing is I had such a rich and fulfilling experience through Classic in 2019 that there's no possible way I could ever top or outdo that experience. Like, it's I did and got to see everything that I wanted to in that expansion, including getting an Atiesh legendary staff at the end of it. And like I was like a class lead for a while for Druids and a heal lead for raid, and the heal leading turned into raid leading when our raid leader dropped and nobody wanted to volunteer to fill that role. So I was like raid leading for a little while, which was looking back on it, I am so surprised that I actually volunteered to do that, because in my current like frame of mind, I would never want to lead a raid again. There's no way. I really didn't know what I was doing then, and having, you know, raided subsequently with a variety of different guilds and stuff before I settled into the guild that I played with through the end of TBC and all the way through Wrath until I quit, and Cataclysm until I quit the game. And I really, really, really loved that guild. Really good group of people, really good leadership. We're just well-ran guild, really high-performing raid group. So it's like a good experience, and I don't think I could hope to top or even recreate those experiences, and I don't want to. I want to preserve those memories for what they were and think back fondly on that, and not have them tainted by new experiences in the same environment that weren't as enjoyable or worse, unenjoyable. So I don't know if I'm really going to play on the classic era servers. I've been there, I've done that. I got everything that I wanted to out of it and more, and I just want to end that on a high note. Hardcore is a different story, just because, especially since I'm doing self-found, and you can't just like dungeon grind your way to 60. I mean, you could, but it would take you 3 months because of the lockouts. No kitty. No kitty. We're not doing this right now. Didn't we talk about this earlier? I don't want you in my fucking face or in front of my screens while I'm trying to play. Yes, you're very pretty. You're a very pretty cat. I know. But I need you to get down, please. Nope, you definitely cannot lay there. You just got cat hair all over my mouse pad. Get out of here. Go on. No, down. Get down. Get down. Bro, don't make me put you down. I'm trying not to manhandle you because you're a little kitty cat. You're also not listening. Yeah, anyways. It could be fun to just see like how far I make it into hardcore rating and then retire from there or play other classes or whatever. But there's a lot more gaming content that I'm interested in making, and if there's anything that you really would like to see, you can always leave comments and suggestions down below. Or just tell me I'm dumb and to stick with World of Warcraft. I don't know. 'Cause I don't know how much attention old school console RPGs will get without the benefit of like, really popular streamers and stuff actively playing the games to help garner extra interest in the game in general. I'm really not a big fan of this whole OnlyFans stuff that they're doing, and it's kind of like annoying to see them taking over the hardcore death compilations, especially since a lot of them are like either not experienced with the game at all or barely experienced, so they just make like really stupid and silly decisions and newbie mistakes and stuff. I'm like, that's not, I don't know, I don't find it very entertaining personally, but to be fair, it's drawn a lot of attention to the game, and I might owe some of the attention that my channel has got to that, all that hype around the game right now. So I guess it is a symbiotic relationship to a degree. So yeah, I'm not really sure like how well other game content would perform. I do want to do like some new release games when they come out. Some remasters of old games that I really enjoy, and I'm kind of holding off on playing the older versions that I could play right now until the remakes and remasters are out, because I don't want to like, want to be like kind of feel like a fresh experience. A couple things I had in mind were the Suikoden releases that are coming out in spring, I'm pretty sure. They're releasing Suikoden 1 and 2 in like remastered versions, so there'll be slightly updated graphics. I'm hoping they don't really like change a lot of the gameplay mechanics, because I really just enjoy the original versions for what they are. Just like would be nice to see a little bit of higher fidelity graphics, like it's just a nice clean little polish over it, but with all the mostly familiar visuals and like audio and gameplay mechanics beyond that. I was like a little disappointed with the Tactics Ogre remake, for example. Not that I didn't enjoy the remake, but I still enjoy the original better, because they changed so much of the like battle and leveling systems and the class balance, and like they just changed so much that it almost feels more of like a sequel to the original version of it, but with the same storyline. Does that make sense? Like it just feels like it plays differently, but it is technically the same game. And they're both enjoyable games, but I prefer the original version. So I'll be like really sad if they ruin the Suikoden remakes and make it feel like it's playing like a different game. So that would be, I think, something I'm interested in doing is like, like new game content. As long as I'm doing it like right at launch, so that I can kind of hop on the hype train. What are we looking at buff wise? 15 more minutes of farming, boys. And then I'm gonna call it here. I haven't gotten the pet yet, right? Looks like no. I haven't gotten a lot of useful stuff yet. That's okay. Kind of surprised I didn't aggro either of those guys. Another one I thought, well, my friend suggested would be really fun to do is to play Subnautica 2 when that comes out, which is sometime next year, so it could be anytime really, but I mean, if they say 2025 release and it's December of 2024, I'm gonna guess it's not gonna be till like at least fall of 25 till we see that game out. But I really enjoyed the first one. The thing is, I have a huge fear of deep water and like deep dark spaces, or like big and dark spaces, I guess is a better way to say that. And the only reason I played the first one at all, I would never ever have like stumbled onto that on Steam and been like, this seems like a game I'm really gonna like. My fucking friend tricked me into playing it because he said he would purchase me a game on Steam if I promised to play it. And I'm like, this seems a little bit sus, but like, okay, I'll bite. Like, what's the worst that could happen? He buys me a game I don't like, I play it for a little while, and then it's over, right? Like, who cares? Well then, turns out that game was Subnautica, and after I like loaded in the game and went through the initial cinematic and opened the hatch to the little life raft that you start on and looked out, I like immediately, like my whole stomach sank into my butthole. And it probably took me at least like 3 to 5 minutes just to get off the life raft and go in the water, where if you've never played the game, the water around your life raft is like very clear. You can see to the bottom. There's like really nothing dangerous around you. There's no reason to be scared. But when I was above the surface of the water looking at just infinite horizons of water in every direction, except for the direction where there's a fucking exploding ship that is like all on fire and crap and making all kinds of spooky ass noises under the water, it took a lot to like muster up the courage just to get off the damn boat. And then of course every single little noise that I heard, I was like, oh, what's that? Oh, what the fuck was that? And like beeline it back to where I thought I was safe, just like just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. It's just a really spooky game to play when you have a fear of water like that. But I really enjoyed the gameplay loop. Like I enjoyed survival games, and it has pretty enjoyable mechanics. Like, it was just really scary to play. And there were some times where, in like the darker areas and deeper parts of the ocean, I just like took a lot for me to muster up the courage to keep going forward. Like I said, I did it. I finished the game. I had a really fun time with it. I enjoyed like discovering the lore and stuff throughout the game, and yeah, I did like partial subsequent playthroughs. I don't think I ever beat it a second time, but I like went back in with my you know, with the knowledge I had of the game, to do it a little bit better the second time around and build cooler bases and find some of the hidden things that I hadn't found before, etc. Even getting a little fish pet they can get, for example, that kind of stuff. So my friend thought it'd be really funny if I recorded myself playing that game for the first time. And I'm like, I'm into it, I guess. But that's like a whole ass year out from now, probably. Oh shoot, I just rebuffed myself, so now I lost track of my timer. Okay, I'm just gonna go for 10 more minutes. I'll go to the hour-and-a-half mark of my recording here. Battle Smasher of the Bear. Is that good? Oh no. If it was a two-hander, it might be decent for soloing. But one-hander is not going to do it for me. How much does it sell for? 26? Not too bad. Whoopsies. I'd really like to get this pet on one playthrough so I don't have to come back here. Have to come back here is a strong statement. I don't need to get this stupid pet. I just want it real bad. But I'm pretty sure it has like a 0.1% drop chance, so... Or maybe a 1%? No, there's no way it's 1%. It's gotta be lower than that. Anyways, it's pretty abysmal. And the last like couple of characters I leveled... I'm so sorry. The last two hardcore characters that I've leveled up recently, I've tried to do this farm for the pets and spent like multiple hours coming back here over and over again trying to get the damn thing to drop for me. And this was both on cell phone characters, so I couldn't just buy the damn thing off the auction house out of laziness. I was either going to farm it or I wasn't going to have the damn thing. And farming these pets is something I've done on like all of my characters in recent memory, so it just feels like a natural part of my playthroughs. And I didn't want to skip it just because I was playing hardcore and could potentially lose the pet in the blink of an eye, and all that effort and hours in farming just down the drain, you know. But yeah, it just feels like something that I gotta do when I'm roughly like middle to upper level 25s. And I'll spend hours and hours and hours killing these damn things. I don't really care. But the last couple of characters before this one, I've had to give up because I've just gotten so high level that I'm not really like getting any benefit from continuing to farm these guys. And I wasn't getting the pet to drop for me. It just like was not happening for some reason. So let's just hope we have better luck. I think we were banking all of our luck on those characters for this one. So I'm feeling really good about it. We're definitely going to see this pet within the next 7 minutes. But if we don't, I gotta go anyways because I'm so hungry. I feel like my stomach is eating itself. Oh no, is there someone else over here killing too? That's gonna fuck me up. Because I don't know if they're respawning fast enough for me to have competition in the loop here. Also, they didn't even skin the... No, there must not be someone over here. Maybe they just, like, accidentally pulled one by accident. Accidentally. I get a little bit of extra cash from the skins here. It's not too bad. Nothing to write home about necessarily, but it's like, you know, just extra cash, which is nice. Oh yeah, so I spent some time fishing and stuff today, didn't I? It's was wondering why I felt like I hadn't been like farming these whelps for very long, but I've been also recording for nearly an hour and a half. We did a fishing, and then we had to run to Arathi, and then we had to run down here, and yeah, it's all making sense now. So I'm happy to get small flame sacks and like sharp tooth and or sharp claw and large fangs and stuff like that, but where the real loot at, bro? Give me that real good shit. So this is keep stuff. I fished up 20 sagefish in those pools. That's pretty wild. Kind of glad I'm almost done here because my eyes are getting heavy as well, and I can't stop yawning, which is like super cute. Real cute. But I only got 5 more minutes roughly. Can he do it? Barely having to heal myself, which is pretty nice. Oh shoot, whoopsies. Got a little too close. I had just hit myself too, as he spotted me. Ooh, a flower. Yeah, I can feel my eyes getting heavy. This is dangerous. I'm gonna be dozing off from my chair here. Oof. This hit me out of nowhere. It's like got hit with a fatigue bat. About to get knocked out. But I can't go to sleep before I eat my sandwich and my chips and pickles. I got 2 more minutes. Make it count. Give me the pet. Give me the pet, please. I heal after this pull. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more mobs, so they gotta count. I'll go with these 2 crimson whelps. Oopsies. Just about to stealth again. Gotta remember to do that before I get pulled into combat, dummy. Alright, last one, and then I'm hearthing. Will he drop it? Sad. Guess I'll maybe come back someday. I was hoping to get a level out of that, but we weren't getting the best XP per hour from the skills. because I don't have like, don't really have world buffs. I'm not really like super duper high level to burn them down insanely fast. So, well, at any rate, thanks for hanging out while I attempted to get my cool pet. I might give that another go some other time, but that's gonna be it for me for tonight. Let's drop this crap off in the bank and then bid each other farewell. Like I said, tomorrow I'm only gonna have time to record before work if I don't sleep in all day, and I might be too tired after work to even worry about playing video games. We'll kind of have to see how it goes, play it by ear. But I appreciate, as always, everyone being here to hang out, even though we can't talk directly to each other. It's nice knowing there's people out there, yeah, and that'll be it then. So hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I'll have some more episodes coming out this weekend to look forward to. So until I see you then, yeah, thanks for hanging out and stay safe out there. Bye, everyone.